conversation for me before I start?
Yeah, just what's your question? What you got going on?
So I pursued. Well, this girl was introduced into a friend group, and me and my close friend, who's another guy, and the girl, we all became pretty close. When she was introduced, and then give me one moment. I'm just thinking of the order. So we all become close, and then I start liking the girl, and then I found out that he starts to like her too, and he's trying to pursue her from another girl in the group, because the girl came to me, this other girl in the friend group, and she asked me if he was trying to pursue her, and then I said yeah, but I didn't really know anything else besides that. But I wasn't gonna say anything unless I wasn't gonna say anything because I didn't really care, because I was just gonna pursue her and see what happened. So then some time goes by, and then the girl is talking to me, and then she comes to me, and then she asks me, she says that she's trust me, and then she says, if she's doing the right thing by pursuing the guy. Oh wait, I forgot. There was one part of the story I forgot. So before me and the girl who I liked had a conversation, the girl whose friend was the one who asked me if the guy was trying to pursue her. He she didn't think that the guy that the girl was going after was a good fit, because of like many reasons. So she, like, that's why she was asking me. And then I told the girl who was just a friend, I told her that, I was liking the girl. So then the girl, she was a friend, she went out of her way to try to figure out if the girl would be interested in me. So she asked the girl about, some guys in the group. And then the girl who was the one I liked, she told the girl that she wasn't really interested in me, like, as far as physically, like, she's not my type. I'm not her type, sorry. And then so the next day, because me and the girl who I like was supposed to do something, so I already accepted that she wasn't interested, so I didn't intend on, saying anything. But then when she approached me with, about if she was doing the right thing with the guy, um, that's when, I told her as unbiasedly as I could what I thought. But then I told her, that I was growing fond of her before, because I didn't feel like morally right to give her advice, knowing that I did like her. And then, give me one moment. And then I didn't want to put myself in a position to be, giving advice constantly or blah, blah, blah. And then I'm just thinking. And then, then she, we talked, and then she rejected me. And then she asked me the next day if we was good. And I said, yeah. And then, yeah, and then we just interacted normally. And then we all went on this trip. And then that's when I saw on the trip that was the first time on the trip. Well, it was the first time I sorry, on the trip, that the girl who I liked, like, them and the guy, they were official, as far as, they were messing with each other. Because when it was me, the girl, and the guy alone, the guy, he kissed her on the forehead. So then, I was a little bit sad during the trip, because I had to, like, see that. But I didn't intend on saying anything to anybody, just because, it was for me to deal with. But then the girl who was a friend, who was the one who was asking about the initial interest, she noticed that I was a little bit sad. So she approached the girl and said, that she felt like my vibe was a little bit off. So she didn't want them to be doing anything in front of me, because, just the confession or whatever that I did just happened like a week before. So everything was like fresh. And then, so the girl, I noticed on the trip that the girl who I liked, I noticed with hindsight that her behavior was modifying or whatever, as far as, like, when I came around, she was hugging the guy, but then when I came, she stopped hugging him. And
Bro,
then
okay, I gotta stop because I'm waiting for like the story to end, but it feels like it's not. This is the never ending story.
okay.
So I don't follow any of that. I don't think the chat did either. Somebody commented, I was laughing. They said there's a lot of side characters in the story. When you're telling the story, when you say the girl and the guy, in your head, you're imagining people. In my head, I don't know what the fuck's going on because I'm not there, right? So we got to work on the storytelling. That's the first thing. Second thing, can you give me a one sentence summation of what the problem is here?
Okay, let me think. I'm trying to figure out the role that I play, I guess,
Okay.
because
I gathered that the person that you like don't like you back.
yeah,
Right.
but I normally because I could take rejection, but this is the first
Right.
time where
Let's start here.
because
Let's start here. Let's start here. What? Just tell me what your question is, and then we'll work through it.
okay, all right, let me think. Let me think. Sorry.
You're good. Take your time.
What? All right, let me think. Sorry.
You're good. You're good, bro.
Okay, yeah. What should I do? What's the best thing for me to do? Now that I know everything, and then everything. Yeah. What should I do as far as with the girl? As far as like her in my life? Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay. Okay. You're young. All right. So this is a friend group.
Yeah.
Okay. And you recently met this girl.
Yeah.
Okay. And you liked her.
Yeah.
Okay. And there was another guy in the friend group
Mhm.
who also liked her.
Mhm.
One of the girls on your behalf does some investigation to see if this girl is feeling you.
Yes.
And then apparently I learned more of this story than I thought. It was like an inception trick you did. Okay, how do I recall all these details? Okay, so then the girl comes back and tells you you're not her type.
Mhm.
And you're like, huh. And then you see that the guy who also likes her, she's not connected with him.
Yeah.
And you're like, double, huh? Right? And you're on a trip when you find this out.
Yeah.
How do I remember all of this? I'm really surprising myself. Okay. So you're on a trip when you find this out, and someone notices that your energy is low, and they like kind of call it out.
Yeah, and the
Okay.
way that they call it out is the guy, he approaches me on like the last day of the trip and he asked me what can we do to make you more comfortable
The
because
guy, the guy who now is with her,
yeah.
he just walked up to you with his arm around her. Like, hey, chief, what's
No.
going on?
No, it's when
How
me and
can
him
we?
were
Hold
alone.
on one second. Mwah. How can we make this more comfortable for you? Is that what he did? He didn't
No,
do
it's
that,
when
did
me and him were alone.
he? Okay. All right. All right. Did he know that you wanted her?
No, he didn't find out anything at all until the last day because I didn't plan on telling him
Okay.
anything because he's my friend, but he didn't have anything to do with the situation because I never had a chance in the first place.
How
He
did you know?
just like,
How did you know that he wanted her? Was he like vocal about it?
well, we both have the same type in woman,
What type?
and then
What type is this? Describe the type.
black woman, dark
Hey,
skin.
hey, brother. Yeah. Dr. Umar is very proud. He's in the living room right now. He's shaking his head. He's giving
But
the
I
thumbs up.
mean, I didn't know explicitly because that they would work out into the trip or whatever.
Right.
So once I just knew that they were like figuring it out. But then I saw what I saw in
So
the
you
trip.
saw the writing on the wall. So you already kind of accepted that this is going to work with you.
Yeah.
But maybe a part of you was still kind of hopeful.
Not even.
Not really.
Like,
Okay.
after I found out from the girlfriend, I just
Right.
accepted that.
Gotcha.
And I didn't intend to tell my feelings to
Gotcha.
the girl.
Gotcha. But
then
you saw
when she approached,
you
yeah,
saw the
sorry.
right you saw the writing on the wall, and then you got like confirmation on the trip, and that was just too much for you.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Okay. Where'd y'all go? Just so I know. What trip? Where'd y'all?
Dallas.
Dallas. Nice. Okay. So, how long did you like know her before you determined that you liked her?
Like 45 days.
That's legit. Okay. What do you like about her?
Um, I'd say, to me, I like when I was growing fond of her, it was because of, the characteristics that I saw is that she would make a good wife and that she was very, like, even from, because to me, I wasn't even looking for anything at all as far as even trying to like anybody. But she, like, me and her naturally got along, and she's the one who started the connection with me in this type of sense as far as, like, we started talking every day, and I was reached out from her. So I just saw that she was very kind, empathetic, and even the way that she rejected me was very kind. And
Okay.
yeah, I did like the way she looked, but
Gotcha.
I wouldn't have told her how I felt if I thought if I didn't trust her with my emotions or whatever. Yeah.
Okay. So, um, how are you and your male friend different? The one who also liked her.
Um, like what makes him different from me and is like character wise?
It could be behavioral, character, looks, whatever you can think of.
Well, he was just, cause like for me, she didn't have any idea at all that I liked her.
Right.
So like, but him, he was pretty much, trying to get at her
He
and
pursued her.
being pretty assertive.
Gotcha.
And then,
Okay. All right. I
you
got
know,
it. I got it. That's
like,
all I needed. Why didn't
oh,
you? Why weren't you assertive in this situation?
well, because like before like the trip or whatever, we was like, oh, sorry, I'm not trying to say like, before the trip, you know, this was just on the phone or whatever. But so I'm not even like really pressed as far as, because at the end of the day, I didn't meet the girl for real. This was like being planned in the group chat when she got added or whatever. But then just connection started. But the guy, he was already telling her before, that he wanted a relationship with her. Oh yeah, also the guy's older than me. He's like 32, and like the girl is the same age as me. But he was already applying that much pressure. But like from my POV, I was liking the girl, but I didn't meet her yet. So
What's
like,
the what's the what's the origin story of this friend group? How do y'all know each other?
no, we just know each other. I'm trying to think of the origin. I forgot because I've been in it for like a couple years. It's just like a little group chat. Just go on trips, play games with each other. We go on trips every year.
How did
Just
you
like,
how did you get access to the group chat?
I just knew somebody from like a Bible study thing from before, and somebody else from the Bible study made a group chat, and then yeah, just
So it's just
people started talking
how many people in the group chat?
about like people that talk like 25.
Okay, nice. That's cool. Okay, so he was applying pressure immediately. And your question to me is how do you move forward? So, question I have for you is how frequently do you like proactively engage women that you're interested in?
Uh, I'm pretty proactive as far as yeah, like if I like somebody, I'll like tell them. I guess yeah.
Mm, okay. I mean, but you didn't do that in this situation.
Well, I was like getting there though, but like, I mean, I wasn't. Well, yeah, I wasn't really like planning for any of this to happen. So like, I don't know. I was just taking my time.
Okay, that's the first lesson. Don't take your time because, um, I mean, there you have to have discernment. But generally speaking, here's how you have to look at it, right? If you like her, someone else does.
Yeah.
And it's like a first come first serve situation, right? Assuming like the guy who is approaching her is good enough, it's gonna be a first come first serve situation. So it's very likely that you missed out on this opportunity because you didn't have a bit of urgency around it.
Yeah, and I'd say like she didn't know. I know that she didn't like me. Well, that she didn't know I liked her because the same friend who was figuring out information, she told me that the girl that I liked, she was trying to put me on like one of her like friends or whatever.
So why did the other woman do this research for you?
Well, I was really like a miscellaneous, but the other woman did it because she when she invited them. the girl to the group. There was, a situation from before where like the same people were invited to another group and then the group fell out because of dating. So she, was already cautious of this happening, and then basically it started immediately happening with the same girl basically. To where and then the guy
Hold on, we're
was
getting
trying.
we're getting into the confusing girl boy territory again.
Okay.
So just why did she? Just a very simple
She
one
just she
sentence.
because she thought I would be better for the girl than the guy. I mean, yeah, better for the girl than the other guy.
How does she even
That's
know?
what.
How does she even know you were into her?
Because when she asked me if the guy was applying pressure to the girl, I told her then that I was starting to like the girl.
Okay, all right. See, but that's the thing, right? It's like you told another woman first before you even went. Okay, okay. Um, because like if she made it, if she even suggested or implied that you like this woman and you weren't courageous enough to engage her yourself, that's already unattractive, right? That whole my friend likes you, that shit works in high school, not as an adult. Okay, that's an unattractive trait. So did you say that another group fell out because of dating with this same woman who you're interested in?
Yes.
That's interesting. You know the story there? Don't tell me the story, but like
Um.
you know the story there.
Yeah, I know a little bit, even though I really shouldn't. But
Well,
I
that's a
mean,
red flag. You might be reading into her a little bit too much, thinking that she's a wife material. Yeah, she's already fallen, making groups fall out. I mean, she's destroying cities damn near, right?
mm, yeah.
So, and didn't learn a lesson. She went from one group to the next. Destructive path. So that might have been a good situation that you don't connect with this woman. But what you do need to do is you'll have more opportunities. You're positioned well. You have good positioning because you're a part of like a pretty large group where y'all take trips together, and new people are constantly being added. Would you say?
Yeah, somewhat.
Okay, so that's a good position to be in. Here's the thing, though. Your lesson is you have to put some urgency on it, right? And beyond that, your approach needs to be different because you've phrased things multiple times. This conversation is like she knows that I like her. That's not the way to go about it, right? You're speaking like this is like a TV show, romantic comedy. You're not going up to her like I like you, right? Um, are you looking? What is your goal? You're looking for a wife, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Well, it can work under a Christian umbrella. The dynamic that you want to have in this group setting is you want to kind of build tension with women there who you're interested in, right? So have
Yeah.
like a little bit of a flirtatious vibe, but like don't try to capitalize. Just have like a little light flirtatious vibe.
Do you think my social standing in the group is different since I got rejected by the group?
I don't think so. But there is like one thing that does occur in group is like status. Are you introverted or a bit extroverted?
Uh, I'm a bit extra. I'm extroverted
You're
in
extroverted.
the
So
group.
so do
Yeah.
people. So a lot of people in the group know you.
Yeah, I'd say like I'm a main character.
Okay. All right. Okay, killer. You're the main character. You have very good position. Then you probably are being a bit too much of a nice guy. So
Mm.
you're giving off a lot of safety. You have to give off a bit more spark. So I mean, this is a Christian context. This is a Christian group. This
No,
should
no, no.
be,
It's not. It just started off that way, but it's not. It's
but
not.
it's not a Christian group.
Nah, nah,
Okay,
nah.
that changes things a little bit. Because if this was a Christian group, that's fish in a barrel. That's fish in a barrel. No, like Christian men are easy to lap because they don't know. They're like textbook nice guys. So okay, but it's not a Christian group anymore. So like it's mostly people who are not of the faith.
Yeah, it's just like black people, yeah.
Okay. And you are a main character, you said.
Yeah, one of the people who's the person like planning the trips and stuff.
Okay. So people look to you to like you kind of have like a leadership position.
Not really, cause I'm kind of like spontaneous and going. Well, like I'm perceived a certain type of way,
What do you mean?
but I have a lot of people that like me in the group, and
Okay.
the people that like me are the people that are important. But I'd say, yeah, overall, I have a good standing with everybody because I like go out of my way to talk with most people that I get along with one on one.
Okay, that's good. Keep that. What you can lean into is like step more into like that leadership positioning. So be more of an initiator and make that known.
Yeah.
A super hack, like an S tier strategy, is just to be a social leader, right? If you're a social leader, if you're the reason why people are together and they know each other, like that's one of the best positions you can put yourself in.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what I would do. I would lean more into that leadership, and this is gonna be more about like branding yourself that way and making it known, and having a bit more urgency around the woman that you're interested in, and then pair both of those tactical changes with having a bit more flirtatious engagement with the women in the group.
Okay.
Not heavy handed to where it's like you seem like a fuckboy, but just like a little, just so you're building a little bit of tension, right? Just a little bit of tension, right? And then that's going to open up more opportunities for you to capitalize on, right? But here's the thing, keep that I'm looking for a wife orientation, because in the group you can't date around. That's
Yeah.
Buddy might have moved too quickly, to be honest with you. I know I told you before to have a bit more urgency, but it does operate a little bit differently in a social circle setting. So he might have moved too fast, because if
Yeah.
that shit goes south, then one of them are likely going to leave. So
Yeah.
you do want to kind of pace yourself, but when you lock in on one, like kind of make sure that's what you want to lock in on. All right, brother.
All right, for sure. Thanks.
All right, Chief. You take care. All right, who do we got next? We got Apple. Apple, what's going on? Apple Peaches, she likes her fruits. What's going on?
Hey, how are you?
Ray, how are you?
Um, I'm doing very
Uh-oh.
well.
Uh-oh. Talk to me.
Not really. I'm just all over the place right now, and I just had to tap in and just ask you.
Sure.
I'm dealing with a lot. Do I just get right into it, or?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been emotionally and physically involved with the father of my child for 12 years.
Okay.
Throughout the entire duration, he has been married. And just a little context, he got married when we were like 23 years old. It was for the military, long story.
Right.
But, they kind of like stayed that way. He told me it was, just for, a check or for some, like for the money, for the benefits. Like he wasn't really doing it to be in a relationship with her. Whatever. I was naive, gullible. I fell for it. Here we are 12 years later. I have a child with him. He has been married and he's been living with her. I have been the secret, basically, the best friend and partner waiting for him to choose me, right? So, and throughout this time, I have been, doing whatever I wanted to do with, whoever I was dealing with and, still entertaining him. But just 3 weeks ago, he found out that I was talking to a guy that I was entertaining, because rightfully so, I can do that. But he found out. And now I guess he wants to proclaim his love. I don't know. He wants to be with me. He wants to leave the situation. He wants to leave a situation. He's moving into his own apartment, and he wants to do this with me. Right. I just don't know what to do about it. For 12 years, I wanted nothing but it to be exclusively us. But now that it is just gonna, he's doing this on his own, I really don't know what to do, because he's been playing with me this whole time. Now
Right.
I feel like you don't even deserve to be with me.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's been how long, you said?
Since I was 23, I am 36.
Okay. Woo.
I know,
All
right?
right.
It just
And
sounds even worse when I say it.
right. And so you're actively dating somebody else right now?
Yes, the guy that I'm actively dating, he, I've been in and out of his life too because I was always unsure of what I was hopeful for me and her dad to work out. So I was never really taking any guy that I've ever came across serious because I was always leaving that door open for my baby's father.
Right.
But I think I got to a point where, I'm like, I'm getting older. Like, I'm not interested in doing this with you anymore. Either you want me or you don't. And so when I told you, like, I'm kind of just going to focus on myself. I want to leave these other guys alone. I just want to focus on myself. That was I feel like I gave him the open, like the green light to say, okay, let's do this. But he didn't. And then when I started entertaining the guy and he finds out, now he wants to, be with me and move into this place. And I'm like, dude, it's not even healthy. I feel like it's unhealthy to just leave a relationship, a marriage for 12 years to try to jump in there with me. Like, God, it's messy.
So how did he find out about the new guy?
I'm sorry.
How did he find out about the new guy?
Well, 3 weeks ago, he called. He was calling me. He couldn't get in contact with me. He called our daughter. She told him, "Mom's not here." Questioning my daughter. When I came home the next morning, he was there waiting, and I was driving the guy that I'm currently talking to. I was driving his car home, so that's kind of how we kind of like collided. Like we met up. Like he was just there waiting on me. And it was a scene.
Okay. How long have you been dealing with the other guy?
On and off again for the same amount of time.
For the same amount of time?
Yeah, because again, I was not sure about him either. I felt like he was playing the field. I wasn't really sure about him because I was still trying to be with my baby father. And yeah, I just kind of been like, just not being serious with anyone. Just, I just wanted to feel something. I just wanted to be, wanted or something. I don't know why I was
How
doing
long?
it. I don't know.
How long have you? What's the longest you've been without any kind of romantic entanglements, shall we say?
Well, after I was married at 19 or 20. I was married. He was in the military as well.
Okay.
We got divorced. And after that, I met her dad, the one I'm currently talking to. That was in a serious relationship.
How
So, like,
how
I
how
think,
much time passed between divorce and meeting your daughter's father?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your question.
How much time passed between the divorce and meeting your daughter's father?
Uh, Divorce happened in 20. So I was currently talking to my daughter's dad while I was still married because I was already checked out.
Okay.
So
Okay. How
around
did you meet him?
how did I meet her dad?
Mm-hmm.
I saw him. I used to work at a retail store. He worked at Target at the time. We were young.
Okay.
And I saw him, a girl that I was with, went to school with him. I told her to give him my number. He kind of reached out. At the time, I was in Georgia. I lived in Georgia.
Right.
He reached out through social media. I told him I was coming back home to St. Louis because me and my current relationship wasn't working out. I was coming back home, and we kind of just linked up from there. I wasn't officially divorced until 2015. I was communicating with him around 2013, 2014. But I wasn't officially, so we were communicating and talking and dating while I was still actively,
How did you meet the other guy?
I knew him through a mutual friend, and we all went to high school together. This other guy, we all went to high school together. And then I found out that our kids went to preschool together. So like we kind of like met up like at a kid preschool graduation and just kind of exchanged numbers and just went from there. But I knew him from high school. We just never crossed paths in high school.
Gotcha. And why did your marriage end?
We didn't we were just in it for the wrong reasons. He was in the military. We were young. I was 19. He was 19, and I just felt like I wasn't ready to be a wife. I wasn't ready. I didn't know anything about being a wife at 19 years old. And we just kind of, we're still cool to this day, but we just didn't, you know, get along, and I wasn't really attracted to him in that way, and I didn't feel right to stay in that.
When did you determine you weren't attracted to him in that way?
When did I determine? Man, it was well before I even met him, the dad. Way before that. Well, God, I think around, so like I said, I got married in 2010, probably 2.5 years later, I just couldn't do it anymore. So like maybe a year and a half, 2 years in, I was kind of like done.
And why did you marry him?
For the wrong stability. That was my high school sweetheart. We were in high school together. We worked together. He joined the military. In order for me to be with him, I had to marry him. And I think that's why we were like in it for the wrong reasons.
Well,
like
what attracted you to him in the first place?
He was different. He was different from anything that I've ever dated. He was like a nerd, geek, you know, bookworm or whatever you want to call it, like really smart, into technology. And that was just something that was intriguing to me at the time. Mm-hmm. Him physically, no, that is something I wouldn't go for. But I guess, just, I don't know, like his energy, it was just something different. And I was 18, 19 years old when I was talking to him. So I just wanted to explore that. But later on found out that that's something I didn't want.
Okay. All right. And your question is, what should you do in this situation? Because you're dating one guy, but then your child's father is now putting pressure on you.
He's putting pressure, but he's still married. Right. You know, for the last 12 years, he's been sleeping with, you know, being at the house with the wife. Like the wife knows he's checked out. The wife knows that he's leaving. He told me he's moving into his new place on Friday. He wants me to be there with him. He wants me to. The thing is, he told me, hey, let's date each other. We're not in a relationship, but I don't want you seeing anyone, including the guy that you're currently seeing. I'm not going to see anyone, but we're not in a relationship, and I'm not here for it.
Here's the thing.
I think you're putting too much pressure on me. This is moving way too fast.
Here's the thing. And hold on. So I already know, no matter what I tell you, you're likely still going to engage this guy. You're in very deep, love. You're in very deep. More than likely, I'm going to give you my whole spiel. You're going to shake your head, and then a week from now, you're waking up in his bed asking for breakfast. All right, that's how this goes.
Like my brother.
So here's the thing. I'm going to tell, just for the sake of the chat. I know you're already going, but just for the sake of the chat, this is a cautionary tale. So here's your real problem. You can't be by yourself.
I know.
You don't have an identity. Apple Peaches doesn't even know who she is. You don't know who you are outside of having a man. You view yourself through a man's eyes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that's your core problem. So the real solution is you don't need to date anyone. You should be by yourself to figure out who you are. The longer you avoid that work, the more you delay getting what you want. The version of you who doesn't listen to me right now is 50, still struggling, and has nobody. Right?
That's what I'm afraid of.
Right.
So, my mom is 50. She's not married. She's not with anyone.
Right.
And I feel like I'm just repeating the same thing.
Mm-hmm. I get it. I mean, but here's the thing. You have a choice to make. It's up to you, right? If you want to stay in your comfort zone and do the same thing that you've been doing, then that's how you end up in this situation. But if you can become courageous and do the scary thing, you change the rest of your life and you break the generational curse that you are now creating.
My daughter is 15.
Right. Your kids learn.
I have another daughter other than him, but she doesn't like it. She's seen me at my lowest, like with him, like they know it, they feel it, they see it, they hear it.
Right.
And he's so convinced that he can change her mind. Like I feel like she's set in her, like she doesn't want anything to do with him. He wants to build a relationship with her. I'm like, look, man, you know, my daughter, my friends, my family, no one wants you for me. Like they hate you for me, and you want to try to, you know, convince everybody that, you know, I can be that man for you. Just let's just give it a shot. You've never seen me, you know, without this other woman. Just let me show you. I know I hurt you. I can never take that back. And it felt like he's playing on that. Like, I feel like he knows how to play on my heartstrings.
Right.
And that's exactly what he's.
Right. So the situation here is what he's doing right now. He may even convince himself that he wants you, but the thing is his heart posture is off because what is motivating him right now is fear of loss. What's motivating him is not desire for you or desire to build a life. It is fear of losing access to you, right? Fear is a bad motivator. So it's a bad motivator because once that fear goes away, now the motivation is gone, right? So if he does feel like you have left the new guy, he's now not afraid of losing you anymore. And now the pressure stops. That's how this plays out. Right? So he's doing all this right now because alarm bells are going off in his head because he sees you potentially being lost.
Yeah.
Once he feels like he has you again, then it's like, actually, we don't need a relationship at all. Let's just chill out. Right?
Yeah.
He's already setting the stage for that because he was like, we're not in a relationship. What do you need a date for someone that you've known for over a decade? Right? He's already preparing the stage for this to still not be a legitimate connection and for you to just be another placeholder. Because you can bet your bottom dollar, if another woman comes around who he really is into, you're now playing the side position again.
I'll lose somehow.
So he only positions you this way because he does not respect you. But here's the thing. You disrespected yourself first. When people disrespect you, they're just treating you the way you treat yourself, right? Yeah. So you disrespected yourself first by allowing yourself to be in this situation, and he has been continuing to disrespect you, right? And you can't be with someone who doesn't respect you. You certainly can't have a good relationship with them. So you should cut both of these people off.
Wow.
And be by yourself for a season and show your daughters that you can be by yourself for a season. Not like I'm a strong black woman play. That's not what we're doing here. This is for you to find out who you are. On some Mufasa shit.
Okay.
You gotta find out who you are. You have to build an identity for yourself. You have to know who you are outside of any kind of romantic connections and do the scary thing, because once you answer that question, you will be more attractive because quality men like women who have a sense of self and identity. And then 2, you'll be able to pick a better person, because here's the thing. Right now, you are choosing men because you need them. You cannot choose and need simultaneously. They contradict, right? If you need a man or a woman, you cannot choose a man or a woman, right? If you need a man, you can't choose a man. The only way to choose a man is by you not needing them. And the only way you can position yourself to not need one is if you are good by yourself. Or at least if you know who you are by yourself. Where's your thoughts going right now? How's that landing?
It's making a lot of sense.
Right.
It's making a lot of sense.
He's calling her right now. You on live? Don't listen to that bald motherfucker. You stay with me. What happened?
Like, you sound like everybody else. I just need to, oh my God, I feel so stupid. I know. I don't know. You're right. I just need to just, take this time and just,
You don't need to feel stupid. People make mistakes, but it's hard to figure this stuff out, right? If someone would have had this conversation with you 10 years ago, you probably wouldn't even be in this situation anymore.
And that's the thing. I never had anyone to show me what that looks like. Anyone show me how to handle, I don't have a father. He's somewhere, but I don't,
Right.
So my mom, no one really to show me like, this is what what it looks like. This is a healthy, mature, emotionally mature, like I was never shown how to like,
Right.
I can't even find the words. I'm so like, my mind is just everywhere right now. I'm having so many thoughts go through my head.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I just want to, I think what you're saying is I need to do what you just, suggested I do.
Right.
If
you can take heed of this advice and apply this, you are in a much better place.
I'm a people pleaser. I realize that, and I don't like seeing him all bent out of shape and hurt and pain and all that.
But
what was
you know,
energy when it was me?
if you're a people pleaser, you're a person, right?
Yes, I am.
Why are you not pleasing yourself?
I don't know. I really don't. I put myself last. I want to, I just want to make sure. I don't know. Nobody has my back, but I'm there for everybody else, including him.
Okay.
Making sure he's good and. I'm here for you. Don't worry. Just stop worrying. I'm here for you when I really don't. I know I don't want to be. I'm just telling him that. So, I don't know. I need to get that. I hate that characteristic. I hate it so much.
Okay, well then change it.
Yeah.
Use all this emotional energy, the grief, the anger to propel you to make a different decision.
Right.
Okay?
You're right.
All right, love. I wish you the best, okay?
Thank you so much.
Take care. All right, Bria, one second. If you want your 1 hour coaching call, there was a lot more to unpack there with that young lady. A lot more to unpack. But if you want your 1 hour coaching call where we can dive deeper into these issues, this icon right here, hit that button at the bottom of the screen, shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. If I can help you, I'll send you a link to book your call. This is for both men and women, all right? All right. Bria, what's going on?
Hey guys, been a minute.
It's been a while. What's going on?
I'm good with my relationship. I don't need no advice.
Hey.
I just came to speak because it's been a minute. I've been breathing and stuff, kind of weak, depressed, but I just wanted to speak, y'all, because I miss y'all.
That's what's up. So
I ain't been on here in a while.
Stuff is still going well with old dude?
Whatever. I'm just like I'm good. I'm just trying to get back, to my happy self.
Right.
Yeah, but I just wanted to speak to my family.
What are you doing to get back to your happy self? So the first step is coming back on the live, right? But what else are you doing to get back to your happy self?
Well, I went out for Mother's Day.
Nice.
That was my first time out since my dad's passing. Because I just been like depressed in the bed. I didn't want to do nothing. Mm-hmm. I've been real weak. Haven't been eating. Just sleeping a lot. Sleeping my days away. So I'm trying. That was my first time going out. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get back in the gym because I done lost weight and everything. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to get there, just taking it one step at a time. It's
a process, love. But you're doing a great job, man. I'm glad to see that things are going good and you're getting back to feeling like yourself again, even if it's a slow process.
Yeah.
You're making progress,
Thank you. But I don't need no advice tonight. I just wanted to speak to y'all. That's it.
All right, love. Well, I don't be like another month going. I better see you in the chat tomorrow, all right?
Okay. All right, y'all have a good night.
Take care. Bria back in the building. That's how you know it's gonna be a good live when Bria's here. All right. Who's next? Got any fellas? Let's see. Yo.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How are you?
I'm well. I don't know exactly how I ended up here, but
welcome.
You all were having some interesting conversations.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You have like a question or something?
I guess I have a starting question because I want to make sure I respect your platform. Absolutely. And really truly understand what types of questions you engage, because I'm not necessarily in a relationship right now, but I did recently, October of last year, separate from someone who I was engaged to.
Okay. Yeah, any questions will fly here as long as they just either at least tangentially connect to dating or relationships.
Oh, yeah, it does. Okay, cool. Okay. So I'm listening to everyone's sort of situation. It's really interesting to hear people share so openly and sort of like vulnerably about these things. And I guess when you actually do separate from someone and you do put the time into healing, it's interesting that like you begin to like see things in yourself that could have potentially been harmful to the relationship, but you also begin to like romanticize things that you've missed about that person as well.
Right.
And so it's interesting to me, like, because that's such a tension that lies in that space to miss someone, but you know that something about it was actually unhealthy. And so I guess any sort of like thoughts that you have about moving beyond sort of that like romanticized version of someone once you've separated from them. So it's a loose question.
Okay, so like any kind of just general tips to moving on from a
Yeah.
situation that you're currently romanticizing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know, and maybe I can preface this by saying something too, because it's really interesting that like something that I find just something that I find interesting is how like when I listen to other people, like whether that's on this platform tonight, platforms like Conversations Tonight, whatever it is,
Right.
I think a lot of people are so used to very like I don't want to be like disrespectful, but like basic things like cheating or like my guy using my taxes or and that's like the beginning, like very basic level of people having relationship issues. You have some people out here who really do feel like they're equally yoked and they're moving towards the same thing, but then for some odd reason they just can't get on the same page, whether that's like attachment issues or something like
Sure.
that. And so that's why I'm really asking, like, you know, when you're getting beyond someone, like, how do you really just like stick to your guns on that and not just romanticize them?
Okay. So how long were y'all together?
5 years.
5 years. How did y'all meet?
We met through a friend at a backyard barbecue. Actually, it was kind of like a little '90s love story starting off.
Okay. All right. And why did the engagement end?
Why did the engagement end?
Mm-hmm.
It ended because of, I think it was kind of like geographic, like fragmentation. Like I was living in one place, he was living in another place, which is only about 2 hours away from someone. So in my mind, that's not really long distance, but it did put a little bit of a strain on a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, like you have to understand how people handle disappointment or disagreements, because his anger was just out of control. Like it was very explosive. This person literally drove 2 hours and 30 minutes in the middle of the night to come and retrieve a ring and broke in my door because I was telling them like they should go home. And so if you can drive 2 hours and 30 minutes that upset and break through a door to get a ring back, we probably should end the engagement.
What? So he was that mad because you said he should go home?
Yeah, he was that mad because we were disagreeing about some other things at during the conversation, and to be honest with you, I can't even tell you what the disagreement was about. But this person, I think it was just some fundamental differences about how we like to connect, how we like to just spend our time. Like I'm a very like family oriented, like community centered person, and this person is not really like that because they've dealt with abandonment issues in their life. And you know, so I think it was just some fundamental differences that now when I look back, I'm like, oh yeah, we probably wasn't as compatible as I thought.
Okay.
Like career wise, we were, like ambition, thinking about Black community, legacy, stuff like that. We were in line, but not when it comes to like family structure and trauma responses.
I'm with you. But in that 5 year relationship, had he ever gotten that mad before?
Yes.
Okay. How frequently?
I would say that in like probably like every other month.
He would get mad enough to, and what would
Man
he
enough
do?
to take like throw stuff, like literally swing the dog around to get the dog out of his way, throw my shit out his house, if you're in a car with someone and they're getting mad and like they just like start driving fast, driving crazy, like I count all of that as like explosive responses.
Okay. Got you. What would take him there? What would get him to that place?
I think what ultimately it's different stuff, but man, I'm a person I'm not a nonchalant person at all, but I'm definitely a let's calm down, let's see things a little bit more clearly. And I think some of my lack of passion on my end to say like say for instance somebody step on your foot and a person's like, oh, you need to respect me. I'm not really like trying to hold somebody to saying like you need to say excuse me or like dust off your shoe. I might say like, oh, you stepped on my foot, but like I'm not like really that person that's gonna be rah-rah about things. So I think he wanted someone that was a little bit more passionate.
Gotcha. Okay.
in those ways.
Let's dive into that. How do you normally handle conflict?
I'm a little bit conflict avoidant. I was raised by like straight shooters, social workers, like a team full of guys raised me.
Right. So let me guess. You are avoidantly attached, and when conflict arises, you would shut down, and he would want a reaction from you. You wouldn't give him one, so then he got bigger to get more of a reaction out of you.
I appreciate you taking it seriously because I think that's exactly what was happening.
That's what happens, and when you get an anxious and avoidant person together, right? It's conflict, and the avoidant person shuts down. The anxious person feels like they're not being taken seriously because they want a response. They want a reaction. You don't give them one, right? They kind of perceive that as like, well, you playing games. So then that creates a bigger reaction out of them to try to get something out of you, right? So that was the dynamic. But like when you get anxious and avoidant together, it often becomes like a trauma bond because high highs, low lows.
Right. Yeah.
So what were the highs like?
Oh, the highs were good. The highs were okay. Some of these highs might sound like petty highs to someone else, but this is all subjective. But the highs for me was like having someone who really supported my career. And when I say support career, like I'm already like a very driven, like go-getter type. However, this person, like they would sit, like I write papers, I write grants, I write stuff like that. They would actually take it seriously when I'm like trying to problem solve and like ideate and things like that. So he definitely gave his time and attention to it. Some of the other highs were like, going places together. I would also travel for work, but we would travel outside of my work. So having a travel buddy. This person also maintained kept their home like really well. Like, so I never had an issue with like things like petty hygiene stuff or like keeping yourself up. So it was really nice to be like next to someone who also cared about those same things about maintaining a home. I didn't have to worry ever about this person like running the streets all types of night or like a text goes off on his phone. Is it someone else? So they were like actually dedicated to the home space. Right. So that was a high for me.
Okay. And how long ago did y'all end things?
October of last year.
When did the romanticizing start?
It probably started right after like some really big last events in my life happened. So like it's so interesting trying to like phrase things in ways that like don't give away my identity like too much, but like this romanticizing started when I put some things down at work. So I just decided to like this relationship ended in October. I had some last things on my plate professionally that I had to do, and I got those things done in February of this year. And so after February, it's really nothing to distract me. It's nothing, you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so now you really get a chance to like sit in it and really like process it. And so like maybe around like March, that started to happen where I'm just like, oh shoot, did I? Maybe I could have thought about this a little differently or did that. But at the end of the day, I think the OG, like, part of me, like the parents, the people who raised me, that part kicks in and be like, nah, you tripping.
Right.
You
So,
tripping.
so who ended the engagement?
He did. Yeah, he did.
Did you start to feel differently about him before he ended it?
Yeah, we both was feeling different about each other. I think we had broken up. It was like on, off, on, off, on, off. Since the time that he like, so I hadn't been wearing like this ring that I told you about, this situation where he like drove 2 hours in the middle of the night. That was maybe in 2023. And from then on, we were kind of like not in a good place, but we're trying to make it work. And it was showing good signs of like progress, like therapy type stuff, you know, like trying to really put in a little bit of the work. However, I hadn't like asked for the ring back because I'm not in that position where I'm more of a traditional person. I'm not gonna ask a man for a thing like a ring. Like, no, you have to be ready for that. But he did ask me one day, like, do you want this ring back? Like, we were it was a serious conversation, not just like a rando sort of question. But he was like, do you want the ring back? And I was like, no, I really don't want the ring back until, you know, it really feels like we getting on those terms. This doesn't really feel like that moment. I'm sorry, I kind of lost my place in what you were asking.
You're good. I did too. So,
Yeah.
so you were feeling different about each other before y'all ended, and
Yeah,
then
we were feeling different about
ended
each other.
things. So here's what happened. Because this is getting kind of long, so I'm gonna go ahead and summarize it. Since you're avoidantly attached, something occurred that triggered you to activate the deactivating strategies. When this happens, you subconsciously suppress all positive feelings about the person you're with. Because your nervous system feels threatened, so it's like, let's create space. Best way to create space is to start finding fault with this person. Let's suppress all the good feelings you have and amplify the negative feelings you have. That way, you can create a little bit of distance, right? He picks up on that, and he probably starts freaking out and pushing for closer connections, which makes you lean out more. And then everything comes to a head, and there's a big blow up, and then he decides to get the ring back and end things. You probably were relieved initially, right? Because avoidantly attached people go through 2 honeymoon phases. The first one is when they first get with the person. The second one is when it ends and they get their freedom back, right? But here's the thing, when you subconsciously suppress those feelings, you give it enough time, they start bubbling back up. You get enough space from that person, those good feelings that you were suppressing now come back to the surface. And the label that you slapped on them is romanticization, right? Not really romanticizing him. You were just now feeling the way that you really felt about the person. Or you're at least feeling the positive aspects of how you felt about the person. Because enough time has passed. You cannot distract yourself from those feelings anymore. And now in your solitude, now that you have nothing to give your attention to, those feelings are released. And now you're second guessing yourself, right? So, how do we deal with this, right? First thing is, you have to proactively remind yourself of the bad times. Because the truth is, this is not a good person to build with. You were talking about, at the beginning of this conversation, like that there's like levels of quality of problems, right? So that some people have these low quality problems in their relationship. Let me be clear. You had a low quality problem in your relationship. Somebody breaking things and throwing things and slinging dogs around when they're mad is a low quality problem. Okay? So that is not someone you can build with, because conflict is going to be a constant in relationships. So if that's how he responds to conflict, and if your way of responding to conflict is to shut down, there is work to be done on both sides, because you can't build with either party. If you shut down and you avoid conflict, can't build with you. If he's slinging Scooby-Doo around, you can't build with him. Right? So both of you have self-work to do. Okay? But ultimately, this does not work. Doesn't work. So you have to remind yourself of those issues. Just be prepared that those good feelings are going to keep coming back up, because you're also missing the validation. Avoidantly attached people don't like closing the doors on romantic connections, because they would like to keep access to the validation that they receive from the party. Right? You have to fight against that and get your validation elsewhere. Hopefully not from another romantic connection. Hopefully for something that you have going on in your own life so that you can effectively move on. So I would completely remove his presence from your life, right? I would unfollow on social media or block. Anything you have to do so that you can effectively move on.
Yeah, that's real. It's not really hard to do it. I think when you actually dealing with a person who got something to lose, and I feel like I have things to lose as well. Like, we don't contact each other.
Right.
He's not even on social media. I'm not really on social media like
Yeah.
that. So it's not even hard to like remove their presence. But I think the most interesting thing that you just said was about calling this avoidant. And I did use the word avoidant, but I was always thinking about it as like an anxious attachment for other reasons. But it's interesting too to like, you hear this thing where people like make someone a villain in a story type thing, and I'm not really a person that makes someone a villain, but I think as you were talking, it kind of like hit me differently that it's not about making this person a villain, but really taking like note of the things that were just like really actually just like abusive
Right.
in a way.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, you look at the behavior. You don't have to label the person. It's the behavior that's the problem. How do we solve the behavior? That the anger was a problem. You can't deal with that. Probably a great person otherwise. Sound very supportive, right? So he has to work on that. He has to work on that anger though, because he can't work with anybody. You have to work on your vulnerability, right? And staying connected even when it's tough. Because if you can't do that, you're not gonna work with anybody either. Okay?
Yeah, that's real. That's real. And I saw somebody in a when you said the Scooby Doo, that was actually kind of funny. Someone said I would kick his door down over my dog being swung. It wasn't even my dog; it was his dog. I felt bad for the dog. Like, I don't even got like space for a dog. So yeah, but I appreciate this. I don't know how I ended up here, but shout outs to you.
I appreciate you, love. You have a good one, all right? Best of luck.
You too. All right.
Take care. All right, people. Again, a lot more to unpack there, but if you want your 1 hour coaching call, men and women, this icon right here, it's a button at the bottom of the screen. Hit that, shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. If I can help you, I will send you a link to book your call. Okay? Yeah, swinging the dog is crazy. Swinging, like helicoptering. You Petey Pablo the dog? We Petey Pablo and the dog? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Anyway, also, being mad for 2.5 hours straight, one hell of a feat. One hell of a feat. Do you know how draining it is to just maintain anger? To just maintain anger, just 2.5 hours. I'm mad this whole drive. That's crazy. Breaking the door down is alarming, though. Did he break the door down with the dog? Was the dog like, did he heave ho the dog in order to break the door down? That poor dog. We gotta save this dog. Chat. We gotta raise money to save this dog. Send me the money. I'll take care of it. Send it to me in gifts, and I'll rest assured the dog will be saved. But breaking the door down, whoa. Anyway, who's next? Fempress, I can't let you up, love. You had multiple conversations. You have to now book a coaching call. Appreciate you, love. We have a 2-call limit here. 2-call limit. So if you've had 2 calls, no more freebies. You got to book a coaching call. Okay. I think I already sent you the link, so you know what to do. All right. Let's see what Fatima talking about. Okay, Fatima drop. Let's see what else we got. Grass. Hello. Goodbye. Okay. Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh my goodness. I didn't mean to come up here, but I just want to say hello now that I'm up here. I didn't mean to even do that.
Nice. You're good. Well, hello to you too. I'll take you
How's it
down.
going?
Everything is good. You doing all right? Oh, well, Eva shot you down, love. My apologies. I was going to exchange pleasantries with you, but the mods have spoken. Okay, let me see. All right, let's see what Buddy talking about if he's still here. Eva don't play, and now she's off the goose right now, so she really not playing tonight. Okay, seems like a lot of people who were in the queue have dropped. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. What can I do for you? What did I tell y'all? Whenever you ask, what can I do for you, and they don't respond, you gotta hang up. Hello.
Hello.
What's going on?
My name's Dave.
What's up, Dave? What can I do for you, man?
I'm just looking for.
Nope. 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 Can't do that. I'm looking for a wife. My name is Dave. I'm looking for a wife. That's another tell when they tell you their name. You told me your name too fast. You told me your name too fast, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Eva trying to come up. She probably didn't mean to. Don't apologize now, Dave. Don't apologize now. Eva, you there? Eva. She didn't mean to come up. She must have been tapping the screen. She must have been tapping the screen. I don't think Eva has an update yet. Eva, did you mean to come up? He responded. Was that why you were coming up? I can't move it, Rushi. You move it for me. I can't move it. Eva, I need those thumbs to move quicker, beloved. It's a very pregnant pause we have here. Okay, you didn't mean to come up. All right, go ahead and regulate, love, and then whenever you get back to baseline, you come back and give us an update, all right? Penelope, let's see if she's here. Hello. Goodbye. Okay. If you have a question pertaining to dating or relationships, you can request up. I'll solve your issue, all right? Hello.
Hello.
What's up, man?
Walaikum salam. Good day.
Nope. Like I said, if you have a question pertaining to dating or relationships, you can request up. I'll solve your issue. This is not matchmaking, okay? I think a lot of you aren't visual learners, so we have to be auditory. This is not matchmaking. All right? So do not request up telling me about you're looking for a wife or a husband. Somebody was trying to shoot at who came up here earlier? Who came up earlier? I saw one of the guys in the chat like, I would like to connect with her. I would like to connect with her. Like, why? I gotta hold your hand through the process, bro. You can't just shoot her a DM. Hmm. I had a question today, but my real life auntie's here. Come on, CJ, come up, man. Ask your question in your lazy voice, typical lazy voice fashion. No matches were formed in the making of these phone calls. We do get love connections here, believe it or not. It's just not, I don't facilitate it. I mean, technically I do because I'm doing the live, but I'm not making the connections. So, anyway, drop your question in the chat until we get another caller, and I'll just riff. Okay, we might got a real person now. Hold on. Hello.
Yeah, hi.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good, good. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I just want to ask. I used to be in a relationship with a girl, and we broke up,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been like I think 5 or 6 months with no contact,
Mm-hmm.
and I was wondering if I should keep the no contact or talk to back.
If you should keep the no contact or get her back?
Yeah, or talk to her. Yeah,
Okay. So how long were y'all together?
1 year.
1 year. Okay. How'd you meet?
Through work, at work.
Okay. And why did y'all break up?
I would say a lot of fighting, a lot of jealousy as well, a lot of stuff.
Okay. Jealousy on your behalf or her behalf?
Both.
Interesting. Okay. How both?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, I guess she was looking at my social media and I was looking at hers, like who she was following, who I was following, stuff like that.
Okay. Who started the trust issues?
Damn. I guess I would say it was her.
In what way?
Well, she saw that I had a couple of girls from work, and she was mad at it about that.
Okay. How did she find out about that? Like, were these women you hung out with, that you just were friends on social media, that you texted?
Yeah, just friend that I work with.
Okay. Like, did y'all like meet up in person, stuff like that, or
With the friends or with her?
with the friends?
No, I met them at work actually.
Okay. So you never like saw them outside of work.
No, never.
Okay. So what did she have a problem with?
She just didn't like that I was adding girls, and I understood that, so I took them off. Right?
So you were adding girls on social media?
Friends from work, yeah.
Okay. Were you like liking pictures and stuff like that?
Not even.
Really? Okay. You move smart. Okay. So how did she find out? She was going through like your following?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Gotcha. And then how did she respond to that? Because you said you had trust issues too.
Well, I guess my trust issue began when she started, like I was like, why are you doing this? So I was like, I'm gonna do that too, but that wasn't a good game to do.
Okay, so she started adding men.
Yeah.
Got you. So now
As
it's like,
kind of a revenge payback. I was like,
Right.
you're doing it, so I'm doing it too, you know what I mean?
right. So it's like a spy versus spy situation. So then
Yeah.
what problem did that create in your relationship?
Friction,
Okay. So a
tension.
lot of fights.
Yeah, a lot of fight because of that, yeah.
Okay. Why did y'all break up?
I guess we were just getting tired of the constant fighting and beef and stuff like that.
Got you. Who initiated? So if you stopped adding women, what did she have a problem with you about? Because you said that you added women for work and then she got mad about it, but you stopped. So then she responded by doing the same thing. And I'm sure you got mad about it. But like, how did this cycle continue if you eliminated the problem on your end?
And then I guess, because I used to go to the gym a lot, and girl was talking to me at the gym, but I didn't mind it, you know what I mean?
Right.
And she didn't like it, but
Was she at the gym with you?
yeah,
Okay. So women would talk to you at the gym and then she would get jealous there?
yeah,
And that created a new problem?
yeah.
And then how did she respond to that?
She was like, well, girls keep talking to you like you like that, and I'm like, bro, I'm not even looking for that. I'm just coming here to train, you know.
Got you. Okay. All right. So, who initiated the breakup?
I guess it was her.
Okay. All right. And how long ago was that?
6 months.
6 months ago. And
Yeah.
are you like missing her now?
Honestly, I do.
What'd you like about her?
Well, everything, the time that we spent together,
Right.
going to the gym with her,
Right.
all the days that we did, traveling that we did, you know.
Gotcha. So the problem here, man, is like what people tend to do is they will have a problem in the relationship, right? And then that problem, they don't have the skill to solve it. So it just continues being a problem and it keeps growing. That was your situation, right? There was a jealousy issue, a trust issue. Neither one of you had the skills to solve it. So it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger until the relationship imploded, right? So she ends the relationship. Then you go no contact, some time passes, and that problem you had goes away, but the feeling of missing the other person becomes the new problem, right?
Yeah.
And the only way to solve that new problem is to get the person back. But here's how this plays out. If you were to get back with her, yeah, you get her back, but you also get the problem back. And remember, y'all didn't have the skills to solve it before. You still don't have the skills to solve it now. So you're just going to recreate the same dynamic. And if it caused you to break up before, it caused you to break up again.
Sure.
Right?
So
So
the same problem gonna come back again, basically.
like you could get it back, but it's gonna be the same situation. Her jealousy hasn't gone away. A variable would have to change here, right? So if you're being honest about how like you moved throughout the relationship, if you're saying like, yo, I won't flirting with nobody, I have friends from work, and she said she had a problem with it, so then I just unadded them, and then I went to the gym and I was just being nice, and she had a problem with it, that caused fights, but I ain't really do anything. If that's accurate, and there wasn't additional information, like there was some flirtation, there was text messages that was saw and shit like that, if that was accurate, then the core of the problem is going to be her jealousy. But that's not something that you can handle, right? That's something that she would have to handle. You have no control or influence over that. Only she can handle that. If someone has a jealousy issue, they'll always find something to be jealous about.
Yeah, they're always gonna find something new.
Right. So it's like there's nothing you can do in that situation. So where are you located, by the way? You in the States?
Canada.
You're in Canada. Okay. Sorry, ladies. I was trying to throw an alley-oop up there. We might have some Canadians in the chat. Y'all handle that amongst yourselves. But yeah, bro, I think it's just time to find another one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I just gotta make up my mind and just move on. But right now, I'm keeping like no contact, no relation. I'm just like by myself doing my stuff, and that's pretty much it for now. Focusing on myself.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. I think that's good. It takes some space. But yeah, like when you have those like thoughts of reaching out, just remind yourself of how bad it was. Remember, like go back to an actual fight and try to feel how you felt during that fight, how frustrating it was. Like I'm not even doing nothing and you tripping. Right. Go back to that energy, and that'll like ground you. All right.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
All right, bro. You take care, man.
Thank you, man. Joe.
I like the game. I like the game. I like the hustle. That was low-key. That was a commercial, low-key. It was a low-key commercial. Game recognized game, brother. I gotta tip my hat to you. So, ladies, you saw that he's in Canada. So, you know, if y'all wanna hop on that, go ahead and hop on that. All right. Okay. Not the best commercial though. If I was advising, I would tweak that commercial. I would invent a problem where I had no fault at all. None. I was just a sad puppy dog. Like, oh, she hurt me so bad. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm hurt. I didn't do anything to her. I was buying the flowers every day. Roses, took a coffee at work. Then she cheated on me. I found myself wanting her back. But I'm going to take some time to heal. I just, I'm a lover boy at heart. I just want a connection. That's how I would do it. Like, the whole, other women were talking to me. Some women are going to go for that. But women who are sensitive to fuckboy positioning, they're going to be turned off by it. They're going to be turned off by it. Because a lot of women heard that story and they said, there's more to this story. A lot of women heard that and they were like, there's more to this story, obviously. Your ex likely caught you in something, right? Maybe there's some plausible deniability, but like there was some breadcrumbs somewhere. There's women who caught that and they were like, they were turned off. And then the stage 1 women in the chat don't give a fuck. The stage 1 women in the chat don't care. The stage 2 women care, but they can't help themselves. And the stage 3 women were turned off. That's how that just worked. Isn't this fascinating? Psychology is very interesting, isn't it? And especially because I can see it happening in real time. You see it happening in real time. Don't try to defend yourself now, Maya. Don't try to defend yourself now. He could have been telling the truth though. Like, I'm not saying he was lying. I'm just saying that I'm not saying the truth of his words. I'm saying how it was received by different women in the chat based on their stages. That's what I'm saying. Stage 1 didn't hear any red flags. They don't give a fuck. Stage 2 are skeptical, but they can't help themselves. Stage 3, I'm going to avoid this. It seems like it's more problems than I want to take on. The gym one is the one I don't really know if I buy, because if you show up in the gym with your lady, that's like repellent. You might have women look at you, but they're not approaching you with your girl there. That's a bold woman. That's like the Growth Sisters from the Proud Family. That's the Growth Sisters. Now if they worked out separately, if they arrived together, women would clock if you're with somebody else. They would clock that. Y'all know y'all women are very perceptive, like that social hierarchy. They know exactly what's going on. They know what's going on. Even if he did work out by himself, but they arrived together, like women knew. They know. They know. They know. You'll be surprised. I've been around the block even. I know some people would do it. I'm just saying, it's like, it's unlikely. It's unlikely. Hold on, what did Eva say? Who Eva clocking? I must have missed something. They really didn't know this. I was a handsome man. Yeah, that's stage 1. Stage 1, they're not thinking. They just react. They just react. That's why I say, like, you want to know also with cheating, how that occurs? Stage 1, more likely to cheat on you. Why? Because they don't think. They're reactionary. So they're getting their supply from you. If you don't give them external supply, they'll get it from elsewhere, right? They're highly likely to cheat. So the ones in the chat who are stage 1, avoid them. Stage 2, less likely to cheat, but they become a risk if you do not give them a safety if you do not give them the type of safety that is connected to their wound. So you start not addressing that wound, they might cheat on you. Stage 3, it has to be like the perfect conditions for stage 3 to cheat. Perfect conditions. They can still cheat, but it has to be like the relationship is on the rocks, things really ain't going well, and then it's just the perfect storm of events that happen. They'll cheat. Stage 4, they'll just leave. They're not going to cheat on you. Anyone can cheat on you, but it's highly unlikely for stage 4 to do that. Highly unlikely stage 4 to do that. But stage 1 to do it for the love of the game, baby. For the love of the game. I guess the stage 1 women are the ones who wouldn't care. Right, yeah. Stage 1, I won't say they wouldn't care. It's not like they don't have a moral compass. It's just they're driven mainly by their need of external supply and their feelings. So that's the situation. Don't get high on your own supply. What are you talking about, Mr. O'Neill? Where you been at too, bro? Y'all be putting them stage ones at the bottom of the barrel. Yeah, I mean they're normally younger people. Stage two is like where you don't get stuck at stage one. I would say if you're past like 25, you're likely stage two. Because remember, to go from stage one to stage two is pain. You get hurt, right? So I mean, you stay alive long enough, you're gonna get hurt. You know. So it would surprise me if you're past 25 and you're still stage one. You're likely stage two. But people can stay in stage two for a lifetime. A lifetime. A lifetime. Cheating, especially in the dating scenarios, unnecessary. You have free will. That's one mindset I've never quite understood is cheating. Because it's like, if cheating was murder, it would be premeditated murder, right? Think about all the micro decisions. Like, I would never believe someone saying cheating was a mistake. Because it's like, think about all the micro decisions you have to make that happen. How many lies you have to tell to make that happen? What you have to set up. You know, I ain't got the energy for that shit. Don't have the energy for it. It's also complete lack of empathy. Like me knowing that that is a traumatic experience for a person, right? A traumatic, you're changing the trajectory of that person's life to get a nut off. I don't see how people can do it, but it's like, it just shows. That's why it's unlikely to occur the higher the stages, because the higher the stages you go, the more awareness you have, right? So it's like a stage one person would do that because they're not even thinking about it from that perspective. They're not even thinking about that, like how much damage they're doing. They're just acting, right? Stage three person is aware. You know? A stage three person is aware. So it's like, you really gonna go that far with it? Does that include emotional cheating? Emotional cheating is easier to allow to. It requires less planning, so it's more understandable. I'm talking about the physical act of cheating, like physically cheating, not like, oh, he shared his vulnerabilities with me. No, that's still, it counts, but it's lesser. That's lower calorie cheating. That's reduced sugar cheating, right? Physical cheating is different. It's a different thing. It's not that serious. Just break up, bro. No, what I mean by it is emotional cheating obviously is bad. What I'm saying is it's easy. It doesn't require any planning or forethought. Right? I can understand emotional cheating. Not, I'm for it, right? But that's more understandable to me than like physically cheating. Planning a meetup. Getting a hotel. Crazy work. Crazy work if you ask me. What's the stages? I don't have the energy to go over it right now. But proprietary framework I came up with. A man is jealous because I have a male therapist. It's been 2 days. Mad about it. Is he overreacting? I think he's overreacting. I would prefer for you to have a male therapist and a woman therapist, to be honest with you. Actually, it's like, let me think about that. What's he look like? What's he look like? Who's his celebrity twin? Tell me, then I get you an answer. What does the male therapist look like? What do you mean you don't know? Put him on a scale from 1 to 10. Attractiveness. He's a lot older for. Okay, this is good. Might say, oh, you know, you acting like you didn't know was a red flag, to be honest with you. Because if he was really repulsive, you would have very quickly answered that question. The fact that you were like trying to deflect a little bit, oh no, I might agree with the husband now. All right, so if he truly is a 4, this is harmless. I would, you said celebrity twin. Okay, fair. I did say celebrity twin. She's trying to lay on the couch. It's hilarious. If he was attractive, the problem that would create is whenever you have a teacher-student dynamic between a man and a woman, there's inherent sexual tension. It's inherent sexual tension there. Any dynamic where there's a teacher-student dynamic, inherent sexual tension. Because essentially what the man's doing there is intellectually dominating the woman. And then, like, what it says is domination, essentially. Not to get too deep into the weeds. So, that's the danger. That's why, like, guys, it will behoove them not to have, like, their lady have, like, male personal trainers. You know how much infidelity happens in gyms? Because the male personal trainer is in peak physical fitness and then he is teaching your woman something. Couldn't be me. I wouldn't tolerate that. So now, but the problem with the woman therapist is, depending on who, like, how good the therapist is, she might be a bit biased. Might be a bit biased. You gotta be careful with that. If she doesn't like men, a lot don't. If she doesn't like men and you bring your male problems to her, she might exacerbate the issue. But if you have a male therapist who you're not attracted to at all, perfect scenario. Mr. O'Neill says, I couldn't have a female therapist. I'll start flirting. Right. I think you'll be safe, though, Mr. O'Neill. I think you'd be safe. So, that's the threat that women therapists pose. Assuming they're biased, not just generally speaking, right? Assuming they're biased. But if this is really like an old, like Morgan Freeman-esque motherfucker, like that's the perfect scenario. That's the perfect scenario, I would say, especially from admiration. Yeah, but you're only in danger. I mean, that's a good call out, Kiana. I mean, she has to have a therapist, though, right? She's going to talk to ChatGPT. You know what I mean? She's going to talk to ChatGPT. Here's the thing. I was telling guys, right? Like, you can't be threatened by the biggest thing, and I've been really thinking about this for a lot too, because men really struggle with this shit. Women do too, but guys really struggle with this. It's this concept of like male friends for the women that they're with, right? Chat be saying some hoopla. Who said the hoopla, Maya? Or what did they say? So I might workshop this because I'm probably going to turn it into a YouTube video. But you don't want to seem insecure with your woman, right? If desire for you is high, what you want to preserve as a man, remember, feelings are the game. So if you want to preserve your connection, you have to keep desire high. The desire acts as a moat. Right? Men are going to go at your woman. They're going to go at your woman. It's going to happen, especially if she's attractive. You got to accept that, okay? But if her desire for you is high, that's a moat. They can't get into the castle because of the fucking moat, right? Now, if you come across as insecure, insecurity is is viewed as weakness. That makes desire drop. That moat, the water in that moat starts to lower, right? As desire drops. You don't want that to happen, right? So the way you want to look at it is, what type of male friends does she have? Are they exes? Eliminate immediately. Stand 10 toes down. Eliminate. Can't have that. You can't have anyone that she had a sexual dynamic with in the past. Can't work, won't work. Can't stop, won't stop. Okay? Eliminate that immediately. If they are orbiters, it's fine. He says he doesn't care about what he looks like. If his wife doesn't look like me, he likes me. That's the thing. And this, I'm bringing this point up because it addresses to your situation. Because your husband is making a crucial mistake because this is impacting you and he doesn't realize it because he's coming across as insecure. He's basically saying, I don't want you talking to any men who want you. If you got a desirable woman, that's going to happen. You can't stop that from happening. And if someone wants to cheat on you, they're going to cheat on you. You can't stop that from happening. You got to play a different game. Y'all have to think long term with this shit. So the orbiters, tranquilo. It ain't that serious. The orbiters, you lay eyes on this guy, you get like the history, you find out he's an orbiter, it's cool. It's cool, right? Because here's the thing. Do women sometimes end up with their orbiters? Sure. But that ain't the ideal situation. When that happens, it's because whoever they're with dropped the ball so egregiously that someone who she barely had any attraction to ended up getting her. That only occurs if you really drop the ball in your relationship. If you follow my advice, you're not going to do that, right? But you only create that opening if you really drop, like you're not connecting with her, none of that kind of stuff, right? That's when you create the conditions for her to seek validation or connection elsewhere. Assuming you are connecting with your woman and desire is high, you're good. Unless you are allowing her to entertain exes. You can't have that. You can't have that. You gotta completely shut that down. I don't care what. You gotta completely shut that shit down. I'm black and white on that shit. You can't let that. They'll try you too. Well, we changed. Our dynamic is different now. He's like a brother now. No, that brother done been up inside you. That's a different thing. We can't have that. We can't have that. Mm-mm. But orbiters is cool. And the mistake that men make in this situation is they try to get the woman to end something with like a male friend without giving her something to replace that with, right? The better solution is to be the social leader in the relationship. Play the long game, right? Play the long game. You introduce her to more social connections, maybe other couples. Don't force a friendship or anything, just positioning, right? You just introduce. And then those friends become her friends, right? And now that tether that she had with the orbiters begins to die off. Maya, what are you talking? I don't think you got the point. Did you like leave and come back? You're not addressing the point that I made. So that's how you play that. But yeah, that whole who are you talking to? Who's that? What's his name? I don't like it. That's not going to. You're reacting. You're being reactionary. And I'm not even coming from a place of judgment. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. I've learned my lesson. In my younger years, I too had the problem with like male friendship. Now I have a bit more of a nuanced understanding of it. But please don't let her be friends with any exes. Please believe me, that is a red flag. If she's even trying to keep that door open, it's a red flag. If she's even defending that relationship, it's a red flag. Get out of there. There ain't no argument, nothing. You just state your piece, see how she responds. If she don't respond the way that is congruent with the type of relationship you want, just go ahead and separate yourself, big dog. Super red flag. Oh my God. Oh my God. I had a homeboy who was like that. This girl had was real chubby with a bartender, claiming they were friends. They used to hook up in the past. And I'm like, man, you can't let her talk to him. I mean, not let her, but you know what I'm saying. You can't allow that in the connection, bro. I'm telling you. Shorty got 1 foot in, 1 foot out. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Okay, last minute question before I get out of here. Also, you want your 1 hour coaching call. This icon right here, it's a button at the bottom of the screen. Hit that button, shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. If I can help you, I will send you a link to book your call. All right? Last minute questions in the chat. What you expect is what you later regret. Okay? Bars. I don't know about y'all, but I'm staying up late for Iceman tomorrow night like it's Christmas. I heard Drake, what was it called? 9 a.m. in Tulsa? What was it? Some shit dropped today. Ooh-wee, buddy was barred up. Can't wait for that. What attachment style are you? I lean anxious, but I'm earned secure at this point. We have no questions. Women know exactly what they're doing at all times, just in denial. Think so? What did CJ say? Hannah, he trying to trigger us. Why would that trigger you? You have weak dispositions like your hero, Kung Fu Kenny, it seems. Speaking of jealousy was a theme of tonight, right? Speaking of jealousy, talk about jealous. Kung Fu Kenny. Jealous guy. Yes, Kendrick, CJ and Hannah are huge Kendrick Lamar fans. Don't know how they bopped that in the whip. I will not be carpooling with y'all anytime soon. Can't. Homie crying about the beef. 2 years, need to grow up. I'll raise you that, CJ. Kung Fu Kenny had Drake's picture in the studio as inspiration. For all his career. For inspiration? Another man's picture at the studio? You talking about grow up? I don't know, man. I don't know. Sound like a fan to me. I don't think Drake has Kenny's poster in the crib. It sound like a fan. Sound like fan behavior to me. I don't know about you. To me, that seems like fan behavior. Kendrick has some bops. Emphasis on some. You gotta search high and low to find them bitches, though. You certainly can't put that hoe on shuffle. Try to put Kendrick Lamar on shuffle. My God, I pray for your eardrums. Kendrick Lamar on shuffle? That's Russian roulette. You can put Drake on shuffle. You can put Drizzy on shuffle. You'll be just fine. You got a few skips here and there, but you'll be just fine. Kendrick on boom, bop, bang. No, turn it off. I believe in God. Turn that off too. Right? And maybe Damn or something like that plays, or DNA plays, and it's like, okay, nice. Okay, we got a bop. DNA is playing. Cool. And then you skip again. I believe in God. Fuck. Play DNA again. I can't do this shit. I can't do it. Why are you trying to sound like Martian Manhunter in this bitch? Let's just be normal, bro. Let's be normal. Can't even recite the lyrics, because what are you talking about? I don't listen to music to be super thoughtful. I read books for that. It's not what I listen. I listen to music to vibe out. I don't need a dissertation over a beat. I'm trying to vibe out, bro. What's the vibe like? I ain't never seen a group of women say put on that Kenny. I ain't never heard it, bro. I ain't never heard it before. Never heard a group of women say put on Kendrick Lamar. Oh my God. Where is that at? I've heard them say put on J. Cole. I've heard them say put on Drake. They probably put on Not Like Us. Sure, I'll give you that. But just Kendrick as an artist? Fuck no. Fuck no. Not at all. Kenny, I don't know. I like it. Kenny's easier to say than Kendrick. Rolls off the tongue. So CJ over there scaring the hoes. You scaring the hoes, CJ? You got the odds and you putting on boom bap. Now they packing up leaving. You like, where you going? They're like, we don't like listening to this. You're like, fine. It just be me and Kendrick tonight. It'll just be me and Kendrick tonight. And then Hannah leaves with them because she don't want to be the eyeball out. She's like, okay, well, I do want to throw ass. Can't really do that to Kendrick Lamar, so let me go. Damn right, my wife gonna listen with me. The hypothetical one? We talking about real life. We're not talking about dreams, big dog. We talking about what's happening right now. Huh? You throwing it to Kenny on shuffle, Hannah? Kenny on shuffle, you throwing ass? I don't think so. I don't think so. That's an awkward twerk. I gotta tell you that. That's an awkward twerk. That's an unusual twerk. That's a quirky twerk, I would say. No, thank you. My God. All the Kendrick fans have left. Thank God. Get them out of here. It's funny. I am a Kendrick fan. I like Kendrick Lamar. But I'm a bigger fan of Drizzy. History will remember Drake. It will forget Kendrick Lamar. I'll tell you that. Those awards he won are not going to immortalize him like he thinks. Okay, no more questions? I'm dead serious, daughter of wisdom. You might need to change your name. You're not sounding very wise right now. I'm not sounding really wise right now. It's the biggest artist of the last decade. And he has songs that make you remember your life. High replay value on his music. Can't say the same thing for Kendrick Lamar. The charts would show it. You put on a Drake song, you could be like, oh, I was here when this came out. Oh, I was there. I had this experience when that happened. Oh, I had this experience when that happened. Very relatable. Kendrick tries to appeal to trauma. I see the play. He's like the artist version of like a filmmaker who's making a slave movie, trying to win an Oscar. Ooh, that's a perfect way to capture Kendrick Lamar. I would like to win an Oscar this year. What should I write? A slave movie. That's Kendrick Lamar. Promise you that's Kendrick Lamar. I promise you that's Kendrick Lamar. 100%. All right, I'm gonna get off of here. Again, if you want your 1 hour coaching call, this icon right here is the button at the bottom of the screen. That's how I know you don't actually listen to it for real. I do. I was a big Kendrick Lamar fan, bro. But no. If we're comparing, there's no comparison. If we're comparing, there's no comparison. No comparison. But I agree with you, CJ. I don't really listen to him often because, again, I like to vibe out, not think. Anyway, if you're new here, make sure to follow. I'll be live again tomorrow at noon Eastern Time and 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You want to catch these lives, if you missed them at any point in time, I stream them on YouTube. So link in bio for the YouTube channel. Go subscribe, check them out. Appreciate the mods, appreciate the chat. I will see you all tomorrow. All right, YouTube, be easy.